I want to try my best to get us in the right frame of mind. Been reading through the Gospels and especially the letters this morning, and I started to think about the life of Paul and how he wrote to the church of Galatia and then his last letter to Timothy. And this is what he stated, because today it seems like that everybody, we receive the Apostle Paul. But the truth is, we have the same apostasy that is taking place today as he had back then. As a matter of fact, when you read Paul's letters, he was met with opposition. There were people constantly defaming him, his name. They questioned his apostleship. They opposed him at every end. And then one of the things that he had said to Timothy in his last letter to him was this. He says that the time is here and it's coming that men would not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust, they would heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. In other words, even back then, they had gotten so much to the point that the gospel had been so watered down, so mixed up, and Paul had so much opposition, and mind you, they killed him, that people wouldn't even know what sound doctrine was anymore. They would be confused because they had no idea of what the message was about. And his warnings all but echo even still till today. Religion has dumbed us down to an unprecedented level. I don't know what it is today to where we think that men of Yah are not going to receive opposition from the enemy. Because the only way you're going to know if someone is the enemy is those who oppose those who are godly. That's the only way you're going to know. Because by their fruits you're going to know them. So it's obvious that those of us who support and defend the truth of the word, that people are not going to speak well of us. We're not going to be kind, or let's say people are not going to be kind towards us. Matter of fact, people are going to be hostile towards us, especially those who oppose the very work. Now, the acid test is to look at the lifestyle of those who are slandering, look at the lifestyle of those who are defaming, because after all, Paul's time, effort, and energy was all spent at going to different places. And think about this. Put yourself in Paul's shoes. That he had to write to Timothy and them and says, and all the churches of Asia have forsaken me. You mean to tell me, after all this evangelism, going to different places, visiting the saints and stuff, that all of a sudden demonic people with opposing, dissenting views of the word who we don't even hear about. We hear about Paul, but we don't hear about them. That the enemy was working even way back then to change the mind of the people, to confuse the issue so that they couldn't see, to defame Paul's character so much to the point that it would cause the people to be in question. And then after they're in question of Paul's character, if they listen to all these people who are doing all this evil speaking, all this slandering, all these false witnesses that are being set up, then where would they be? Where will they be at in their life? Who they're going to listen to? Because it's obvious you got to hear a preacher. And that just lets you know how strong a false witness and liars are. I mean, if I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. The last thing you need to do is go out here and listen to someone who is so-called expressing to you the pain of their hurts. And when you really truly do your due diligence or do an investigation, you find out that they're just offended. They don't have any hurts in them whatsoever at all. Paul in his day, he still had the same scribes and Pharisees that he had to fight against and oppose, just like Christ did. And we still have the same thing today. We have those that oppose them that are good. I wonder when we're going to really truly get it and understand it, that it's just a fact of life. Over and over again, I keep mentioning, by their fruits you shall know them. By their fruits you shall know them. By their fruits you shall know them. Really, truly become intelligent and look at, peer into the lies of those who are always murmuring, griping, complaining, and everything. Because the truth is, you're not going to be a person that reproves and rebukes someone and then expect to be loved all the way across the board. That's not going to happen. Some people are just flat out rebellious. I mean, can we believe that? Some people are just false witnesses. Some people are just liars. But as I was reading that this morning, I was thinking, man, that's heavy. That is really heavy and hard. Given everything that Paul has sacrificed and everything that he had been through, and then the stripes of the ministry, which is the seal of his apostleship, is the proof of his apostleship, he tries best to still warn the people that there would be strange doctrines that would come in that would turn people from the truth. We need to look at this today, because when you have people out here so-called preaching, most people are not really truly preaching the gospel message. They're not preaching the truth, including your churches. They're really truly are not preaching the word. They're not asking the right questions. You don't believe me? Go to Acts 19. You see the questions. There are two questions that you should ask every believer when you meet them, and see what other gospel or what other perspective or what other word is being presented today in order to try to define who you are. Acts 19 verses 1 through 8 is pretty simple. It really is. I think we should stick with the book and we'll be safe today. But even in all this, we're not going to get everyone not concerning the truth. It's just not meant to happen that way. Y'all have a wonderful day. King coming.